You ever get the feeling that something is just off? Like you're the only one who notices that reality sometimes glitches, people repeat themselves, and the same conversations play out like reruns in a sitcom written by someone who's just a little bit bored? If you're an INFJ, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But here's the question. Do INFJs secretly see through the simulation? Or are we just all a little too obsessed with the matrix? Stick around, because what you're about to hear might just make you question your reality and your Wi-Fi connection. Let's start with a question nobody ever dares to ask out loud. What if reality really is a simulation, and INFJs are the only ones reading the manual? Now, before you start looking for glitches in your wallpaper or checking if your hand passes through the table, let's break this down. Because if anyone's going to spot a crack in the system, it's going to be you, the person who notices when the universe forgets to change the NPC dialogue. Welcome to the real-life Easter egg hunt. If you relate, drop your wildest déjà vu story in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-bending INFJ content. Let's dive right in. All right, first thing first, the Déjà Vu Decoder. You know that moment when you walk into a room and you just know you've been there before? Most people get déjà vu and chalk it up to a tired brain or maybe a weird memory hiccup. But you, as an INFJ, you don't just let it slide. You're the type to stop mid-step, analyze everything around you, and start wondering if the universe is sending you a message written in invisible ink. It's almost like déjà vu isn't just a moment. It's an assignment. You feel compelled to figure out if this is a sign, a warning, or just your simulation trying to reboot because you thought too hard about reality last night. What's wild is that, for you, these moments aren't just rare. They happen so often, you might as well set up a loyalty program with the Matrix. You'll have déjà vu while folding laundry and suddenly question if you're stuck in a cosmic time loop sponsored by your washing machine. But instead of shrugging it off, you start running the internal diagnostics. What triggered this? What was I thinking? Is there a deeper meaning here? Sometimes it's unsettling, like you're living out a movie scene you swear you've already watched, but this time, you're the only one who remembers the plot twist. You probably even joke about being the chosen one in your friend group, but deep down, you know it's not just about being quirky. It's about pattern recognition at a subconscious level. Psychologists say déjà vu is the brain's way of sorting memories, but you can't help but wonder if you're glimpsing the simulation's source code, a tiny crack where reality lets you peek behind the curtain. Your déjà vu moments come with a sense of purpose, almost like the universe is nudging you to pay attention, to see what others miss, to notice the weird little breadcrumbs nobody else is picking up. And maybe, just maybe, you get this feeling that déjà vu is the closest thing you have to a cosmic notification. A sign that you're tuned into something bigger. A signal that your INFJ brain is working overtime, decoding the strange, secret language of the universe. Most people walk away and forget it happened. You walk away with 5 new theories and at least 1 existential crisis. Congratulations. You're not just living in the simulation, you're trying to hack it. And next up, the outsider's lens. Have you ever felt like you're the only person at the party who accidentally walked in with the script to a completely different movie? That's life as an INFJ with the outsider's lens. It's this strange feeling of being fully present, yet somehow floating just outside the frame, watching yourself and everyone else like you're the undercover director of a reality show no one else knows they're starring in. You don't just experience moments. You observe them, dissect them, and then wonder if you're the only one who notices how artificial it sometimes feels. You walk through your daily life with this built-in commentary running in the background, like you're both the protagonist and the quiet narrator who's always a step removed. There's a sense of being here, but also not quite here. As if you're on the guest list, but someone forgot to send your avatar the right set of instructions. You find yourself picking up on people's micro expressions, body language, and the subtle energy shifts in a room, almost like you're reviewing the security footage for a scene you've already watched. It's not just empathy, it's surveillance, but in the most introspective, overthinking way possible. And here's the kicker. While everyone else is swept up in the main plot, you're busy analyzing the lighting, the dialogue, and whether the background actors are repeating their moves like they glitched out. You notice when conversations loop, when people say the same things over and over, or when small details just don't add up, like when someone's story changes from one day to the next, or when you catch a friend suddenly acting like they're reading new lines from the simulation's update. It makes you question if you're the only real player in a world of copy-paste characters. It can feel lonely, like being the designated observer at the world's weirdest science experiment. But it's also your INFJ superpower, because with the outsider's lens, you're not just drifting, you're gathering data, making sense of the big picture, seeing the code beneath the surface. And sometimes you wonder if the simulation is just waiting for someone like you to call out the glitches. Maybe it's not about fitting in. Maybe it's about being the one who truly sees what's really happening, even if everyone else is just playing along. Thirdly, questioning the rules of reality. If you're an INFJ, you've probably been the resident why-asker since day one. From the time you could talk, you were the kid constantly bombarding adults with endless questions. Why is it called a driveway if you park on it? Who decided that ties are professional? If time is money, can I get a refund on this awkward conversation? But here's the thing, your questioning isn't just about being contrary. It's a core part of how you see the world. Not just at the surface level, but at the foundation. Beneath all the default settings everyone else seems content to accept, where most people just follow the script. Clocking in, clocking out, following unwritten social codes without a second thought. You're busy peeking behind the curtains, looking for the hidden switches and levers. You wonder who set these rules in the first place and what would happen if you just, rewrote a few of them. Maybe it's curiosity, maybe it's rebellion, or maybe you just have a deep suspicion that someone out there is making up these instructions as they go along and nobody else bothered to check the fine print. You're the one who questions why we shake hands instead of, say, doing dramatic jazz hands to greet each other, or why every meeting starts with small talk when everyone would rather skip to the part where we actually get something done. Sometimes your relentless need to ask why earns you labels like difficult, philosophical, or that person who can't just let things be. But you know the truth. You're not trying to break the system. You're trying to understand the source code. Because deep down, you sense there's more going on than meets the eye. And here's where it gets existential. The more you question, the more you notice cracks in the logic of reality itself. When you challenge traditions or question authority, it's not about being defiant. It's about searching for authenticity in a world that often runs on autopilot. You're not just looking for better answers. You're checking if the questions even make sense. And that's the real INFJ twist. While everyone else is memorizing their lines, you're flipping through the script, doodling in the margins, and wondering if you could improvise a better ending. If there's a simulation, you're not just playing by the rules, you're here to find out who wrote them and maybe, just maybe, change them for good. Fourthly, vivid, symbolic dreams that bleed into waking life. As an INFJ, your dreams aren't just some random collection of movie trailers mashed together by your subconscious. No, your dreams are more like the director's cut of reality, full of wild symbolism, cryptic storylines, and hidden Easter eggs that you can't help but analyze. While other people might wake up and forget their dreams by breakfast, you wake up feeling like you've just returned from another dimension, clutching fragments of a prophecy and maybe a talking squirrel sidekick. It's not unusual for you to carry the emotional weight of a dream all day, questioning if you were really asleep or if you just logged out of a different reality. Your dreams aren't just entertaining. They feel meaningful, sometimes almost instructional, like you're being handed encrypted messages from the universe itself. Ever have a dream so vivid it felt more real than real life? You might find yourself sitting in a meeting, only half listening, because your mind is busy decoding the wild symbolism from last night's nocturnal adventure. What did it mean when you were climbing a mountain made out of books, chased by a cat wearing a tie? Was it a warning, a joke, or just the simulation's creative team getting a little too experimental? But here's the twist. For you, the line between the dream world and waking life gets blurred. Sometimes the answers to problems appear to you in your sleep, or you wake up with a gut feeling that later proves eerily accurate. It's as if your dreams are plugged into a deeper layer of the simulation, one where the rules get a little wobbly, and messages arrive coded in metaphor. While everyone else is busy living in HD, you're picking up on signals from the director's commentary, half convinced your dreams are a backdoor into the system. And let's be honest, having such rich dream life can make you feel like the universe's favorite beta tester. You get a sneak peek at alternate timelines, bonus content, and the occasional cosmic meme. Sometimes it's confusing, sometimes it's overwhelming, but mostly it's just another reminder that your INFJ brain is tuned to a frequency that others can't quite pick up. Maybe you're not just dreaming, you're downloading updates from a reality that most people haven't even discovered yet. Fifthly, obsession with existential questions. If you're an INFJ, small talk has never really been your thing. While most people are happy to debate the weather or the latest TikTok trend, your mind is off somewhere else, deep in the philosophical weeds, wrestling with questions that would make most folks run for the exits. You don't just ask, "How was your day?" You ask, "What's the purpose of all this?" Or, do you ever wonder if reality is just one big cosmic joke and we're all the punchline? For you, existential questions aren't just a late-night curiosity. They're an always-on background process, humming along even while you're doing something as ordinary as brushing your teeth. It's not that you're trying to be dramatic or dark. It's just that your mind naturally drifts to the big unanswerable stuff. What is consciousness? Why do we exist? Is there a master plan, or are we just improvising in an infinite improv class with really questionable lighting? While others are binge-watching sitcoms, you're over here binge-watching TED Talks and writing down ideas about quantum reality in the margins of your notebook. Honestly, you could probably turn your existential musings into a podcast. If only you could find enough people willing to talk about the simulation theory at 2 a.m. You might even notice how these questions color your entire worldview. A walk in the park turns into a meditation on free will versus fate. Hearing a song lyric triggers a cascade of thoughts about the meaning of love, art, or time itself. It can feel isolating, especially when you drop a philosophical bomb into a conversation and everyone else just blinks, waiting for you to switch back to normal human mode. Sometimes you wish you could turn off this endless curiosity, but let's be honest, you'd get bored within 5 minutes and start pondering why boredom even exists in the first place. The truth is, your obsession with existential questions isn't a bug in your INFJ programming, it's a feature. You crave depth, connection, and authenticity. You want to know the source code, not just the user interface. So while others are content with surface-level answers, you're the one digging for buried treasure, even if that means asking questions that don't have answers. And if there really is a simulation, you'll be the first one trying to find the developer's email address. Sixthly, emotional reactions to reality-bending moments. You know those moments when reality just glitches? Maybe you're absolutely convinced that the Monopoly man wears a monocle, or you distinctly remember a childhood cartoon character saying a line a certain way, but now everyone else insists you've made it up. Welcome to the world of Mandela effects, time slips, and reality-bending moments. The stuff that makes most people shrug and say, huh, weird. But for an INFJ, it's like the universe just hit the emergency brake and handed you a neon sign that says, pay attention. For you, these moments are never just random or trivial. When something in reality seems off, your whole body reacts. Maybe you get chills, a strange tingling in your spine, or that unshakable gut feeling that you're witnessing a bug in the system. Some people move on with their day, but you stop and replay every detail, wondering if you've just glimpsed behind the curtain. You might even jot it down in your journal, cross-reference it with your dreams, and spend hours researching whether anyone else experienced the same thing, or if you've officially become the protagonist in your own personal twilight zone. There's an emotional intensity to it that's hard to explain. It's not just confusion. It's a deep, existential kind of wonder mixed with anxiety. Did you just catch the simulation rewriting itself? Is there something the universe is trying to tell you? Or maybe you're just too sleep-deprived and your brain is messing with you for fun. Either way, you can't help but spiral into analysis, replaying the event from every possible angle, determined to figure out if this is a hidden clue or just a cosmic prank. And let's not forget the fun part. Trying to explain these moments to other people. You tell a friend, and they look at you like you just confessed to seeing Bigfoot riding a bicycle. But that's the INFJ experience, feeling things deeper, questioning reality harder, and always being ready to spot a pattern when the universe goes off script. In the end, these reality-bending moments aren't just quirks of memory. They're fuel for your curiosity, keeping you searching for meaning long after everyone else has shrugged and changed the subject. Seventhly, feeling a mission to wake others up. If you're an INFJ, you know that seeing through the simulation isn't enough. You feel this deep, almost unshakable responsibility to help other people see it too. It's like you were born with a secret mission file in your emotional inbox, labeled, "Wake Up Humanity, No Pressure." You can't just keep the weird, wild truths you notice to yourself. You want everyone to look a little deeper, question a little more, and realize that life doesn't have to be lived on autopilot. Sometimes it feels like you're the only person in a crowded room who hears the background music, and you're desperately hoping someone else will start humming along. You drop philosophical questions into conversations, nudge your friends to read that one mind-bending article, or send cryptic late-night texts like, "Have you ever wondered if your dreams are more real than this?" Most of the time, you get polite smiles or maybe a confused emoji in response. But every now and then, you see that spark. Someone actually pauses, rethinks, and sees things a little differently. For an INFJ, that's pure gold. It's not about being right or feeling superior. It's about not wanting anyone to miss the richness and strangeness of life by sticking to the script. This sense of mission can be exhausting, honestly. You want to shake people out of their routine and hand them the metaphorical red pill. But you also know most people aren't ready or even interested in waking up to the possibility that reality is weirder and deeper than it looks. Still, you keep trying. You can't help it. You share quotes, start deep conversations, or simply lead by example, living authentically, questioning everything, and refusing to settle for surface-level answers. You hope that your curiosity is contagious, that your honesty inspires, and that even if you can't change the world, you can at least help someone else zoom out and see the bigger picture. Because at the end of the day, it's not about changing people's minds. It's about inviting them to join you on the quest for meaning. If you've ever felt like the designated guide in the world's strangest escape room, just know you're not alone. That's the INFJ way. Always searching, always sharing, always holding out hope that one more person will wake up and see the world for what it could be. So, do INFJs see through the simulation? Maybe. Or maybe you're just really, really good at spotting the plot holes, asking the big questions, and refusing to take the script at face value. Either way, reality is a lot more interesting with INFJs in the game. So next time you catch a déjà vu, spot a glitch, or feel the urge to decode the universe, remember, maybe you're not crazy. Maybe you're just reading the footnotes in the simulation's code. If this resonated with you, drop your own glitch in the matrix story in the comments. Let's build a support group for existential overthinkers. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives, mind-bending questions, and just a little bit of weirdness. Until next time, stay curious, question everything, and maybe double-check reality's source code, just in case. So, that's it for this video, and I see you in the next one.